Hi guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are calling in from. Now, today is one of my favorite topics. I'm not sure uh, whether this will be the most impactful for you, but this is something that I'm very passionate about because I've been doing it ever since I actually went to school. I always found myself selling things, whether it was selling chocolates at school, stuff like that. So even before, like in school, I used to sell like here in South Africa, we call it like a stand where you sell fruit and veg. So I've been doing that, and I've always found myself basically selling things. So obviously, closing the deal or opening the relationship is one of the important factors in it. But before we get started, Angie, is there anything you'd like to share with us on when it comes to sales? And then after that, or closing the deal. Then after that, I know that Angie was on a call with our Millennium Mentor as well, not too long ago, and she has a lot of experience when it comes to actually how to present one's offer. So after Angie has shared, then we will get some questions from the floor, and then we will go through it. This should be a conversation, hi guys, and then I will show you guys what I have prepared. Okay, Angie, anything you'd like to share on sales, whether how it makes you feel or anything you'd like to share with us?
Yes, actually, speaking of our millionaire mentor, he had a webinar last night. So it was actually like a live Q&A session, and people were sharing their success stories. And he was talking about the sales process too at the same time. So it was very live and interactive. And it ignited a light bulb in me, and I'll tell you why, because he was talking about generating leads. Like, leads are the lifeblood of our business.
Oh, yes.
So, I know that, he talks about building an audience. So, and not harassing your friends and family. This is one reason why I joined last year, because my other network marketing business fell apart. And I was taught all the wrong things, meaning, to go after your friends and family, basically harass them, and I would do that. And while people signed up under me, it fell apart because, people didn't want to be pushed. And you know what? They weren't ready at that time. So it's important, when you build your audience, to build the rapport. Like when you send a message to someone, just say, it's great to connect with you. Looking forward to sharing. And that's it. I mean, have a great day, or you could say, how's your day going so far? So make a long story short, I incorporated that in my offline business. That was last year. That was because these strategies can apply in corporate America too. So I landed an $18,000 sale last year with the largest healthcare company in New York. Yeah, I just used the strategies that he taught us. And without that, I probably would not have landed the deal. So shortly thereafter, on November 11th, it's actually 1 year ago, on November 11th, I fired my boss because I said, I'm just going to go full steam and go full steam online. But since then, a lot of great things have happened, like being in, I share a lot of stories.
Yes.
So my stories now have generated into sales. So for example, with Luciana and Coinbit Pro, I got a sale the other day. So, a very good friend of mine, she's, wants to do trading because she's home, she's home.
Yes.
And she's already sharing, and she's already ready to bring people in. But not only that, but with Mining City, people are interested.
Yes.
People are really, really interested. And people come to me. Now, I had a lady last night who messaged me late. Now, she lives in Canada, so I deal with time zones, okay? So they're 3 hours behind. She's involved in another business. And actually, she's involved in millionaire mentoring, but she's really not active that much in that group. She said, I would love to explore, your opportunity. She just needs some time. So see, so you want to attract people to your profile, and you want to really get good at storytelling. He was talking about writing a story and telling a story. So that's what I've done. And now it's working, like, forget about it, just to provide value to people without asking for anything in return. So, with that being said, I've attracted a lot of abundance into my life. I'm moving I fired my boss last year. I paid off my vehicle this year. And now I'm going to be upgrading to a 2-bedroom apartment. And I decided to do a profile funnel, which one of my students did for me. So that's really changed the game for me. That's really, really what changed the game for me. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angie, for sharing. Guys, anything in specific that you would like for us to share on this? I will go into conversations that I have on Messenger. So, like I said, I'll be practical because many a times the sale actually stops within Messenger. You do the right things, you attack people, but when it comes to Messenger, then nothing's going on. So I know that you guys are having success, and also using one strategy when it comes to Messenger, and improving your strategy on Messenger will obviously result to you actually knowing what you are doing. So for many years, in fact, many times I would have fantastic results, and then sometimes I wouldn't have any results. Back when I was starting, I did get the results, but not the results that I actually wanted at the time. But because I was doing different things when it comes to Messenger. So we have promised you guys, we're gonna have scripts prepared. So we do have that already. So I think I loaded 2 earlier this week, 2 days ago, but we'll also load another 2 today. They are ready. I'm gonna share them with you and how I actually use them. But from you guys, what would you specifically like to for us to be covering on presenting your offer?
Okay, can I go ahead?
Go for it.
Okay. You see, I've been following, I can say everything, been changing my style on Facebook, and I've been attracting more audience. Now I've been celebrating the likes and the views of my videos and all that, and the comments that people are actually now interacting with me. So now, and I've been doing all the steps that you reach out to people, wish them a good day, thank them whenever they commented in your post, or whenever they like your post. So with some, you get people who like, you don't have to do this, and but you intend to leave those ones, and don't entertain it, because people will end up saying you're a stalker or something,
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know that now you've got all these likes, and you've done everything as like up to complimenting their weekends,
Yes.
and then you see that there's no conversation up to when it comes to that, So now, what is the next step after that? Because now basically what I'm doing, I'm just, if someone comes and likes and comments in my post or like in my post, or react in my post, I normally go on Messenger and compliment them, So now I want to know now the next step after that, without
Being pushy.
without stepping on their toes or without pushing, So if I can get, because if I have to show you my Messenger, it's like full of, even I was complimenting people, good weekend this week, this weekend, So now I want to now to change the game from, because
Sure.
I've been doing it now for the 3 weeks, you know. So now I just want to change the game
Yes.
and see now where can it take me, you know. Because now I've already, as I can see my Facebook, I've already attracted the audience. So I don't want to lose that audience. I just want to know who can I fire or who can I keep.
Fantastic. Thanks for, it's actually a very good question. And that is exactly what we are actually planning to cover here. And how do you go from, because I mean, likes is not going to pay the bills. Likes is not going to, you're not getting commissions for likes and actions. But how do you convert your audience to sales?
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't seem like Eunice has something specifically. Let me give, is there anything specifically that you'd like us to share here as well, Eunice? Or have you come ready to be a sponge and just absorb?
Okay. It's like the questions I asked you the other time, but I thought that it was not clear. It's similar, kind of similar to Sonob's question. Okay, but for me, it's not really necessary that I've attracted people on Facebook. Just around my community, I have attracted them. They're eager, they're asking about it. But you see, a person will ask you today, and then after a week, he or she asks you again. Like, we don't just want to keep asking questions and keep explaining. You want to translate that to sales.
Yes.
So for me, basically, it's mostly my family and my friends and my community, not necessarily Facebook. So like, how can you translate from that conversation now you translate it to sales without them feeling that you are being too pushy? Sure.
Sure. Okay. Thank you very much, Dennis. Okay. So I have a perfect idea of where we are at and what we would like to obviously be tackling. So just to give us bring us back to where we started. Remember what we are actually focusing on. It's basically Mevo, where the mindset should be high, because the mindset is what energy that you are actually carrying. So if you are gonna, even if you do everything right, you attack the audience, you give them value, you present your offer, but your mindset isn't high. You know, when you are scared of asking for the sale, then people can actually pick that up. But there are ways, obviously, how to first align your mindset with success, and then as a result, then they can actually feel that, you know what, this person is going somewhere. So when you ask for the offer, even before you ask for the offer, many times people would actually ask you, you know what, how do I get started? So mindset, audience, value, offer, sales. Now, we went through the psychology of a sale. So we went through how to attack your audience and the resistance that they actually have. So how do you cross that resistance? You cross it with value, with giving them value. So let me quickly. Okay, yes. So I've always done this with 2 screens, but today using 1 screen. So obviously, okay, there I'm at. So here's where the person is finding themselves. You want to get them here. So how do you get them there? Obviously with value. So let me take this out. I think it's going to hinder us. Clear all drawings. Fantastic. Take it out. Okay. So when it comes to offer, after you have given them, remember, if you are going to implement this, and the first steps, which is basically giving them value, if that was actually overlooked, then chances are you're going to have a problem when you are getting to presenting your offer. Now, there are different ways on how to present your offer. Like UNICEF mentioned, she has people, for instance, physically in a community where she's finding herself, and she needs to actually get them to come to the party. Others are, for instance, having an audience on Facebook, and you need to actually make them come to the party. So if you have done step number 1 and 2, if you've done it correctly, then either they will ask you for the offer, or when you present your offer, it will be smooth. Now, like I mentioned, that we have different skills for different kinds of people. So this is basically for a person who just wants to reach something within their life. So it's basically, we call it success questions. So a person shows interest after you've provided them value, and they come to your inbox, of which I'm going to show afterwards the conversation there. But let's first focus on this and why we use these questions. We already allowed 2 scripts to the group. We're gonna do 2 once again, cover 2 once again today. And you are obviously not going to copy the script and paste it the same. Think of when we spoke about reading others' posts and then putting it, copying it, pasting it into Calendly, and then rewording it as your own. So people would ask me about my business and how can they actually get started, or they ask me for my link specifically. That is something that people do a lot. How can I get started? So what do you normally do when a person asks you how to get started? Let's discuss. What do you do when a person asks you about your business? How do I get started?
Can I go for it?
What are your words?
You see, normally if someone asks me that, I normally lower down their pace and then get them where, because you know, if they definitely ask you straight like that, as you told me before, is that you need to bring them down, you know, so that they know actually what they're getting themselves into, and yeah, instead of just providing them with information and then just telling them, okay, this is how to get, you can deposit money, we can open you, we can register you and deposit you money and all that. So now you need to bring them down, cool them down, so that when they enter in the business, they know what they got themselves into.
Definitely, because it's basically you qualifying the person. Because if you are just going to just present your stuff, it's going to look very common, and it's like you're just throwing links around, and many times you're not getting any commitment due to it actually being so easy. You're just presenting it, and then you start getting pushback because the person didn't build a relationship with you. You didn't ask them questions. You don't know what they actually want to achieve. So normally, when it comes to the first response that I would say, this is my name. Obviously, they can see that on Facebook. However, I still tell it, I don't suppose this person knows me. So, and thanks for connecting. But then I asked them, I'm curious to actually know what interests you about my business. What do you like most? And it is also the same question that you ask a person after they actually came from a presentation. Let's say when you are going to follow up, you're going to ask them what that they like the best about what they actually saw there. So the person tells me what they actually like about my business, and then I would want to actually remember they tell me they like this about my business. Then I will obviously go back and tell them, you know what, that is also something that inspired me to get started on this journey because of X, Y, and Z. But then you need to actually also show interest in them, because people are selfish. So people want to know, how will this benefit me? How will I go from where I'm finding myself, and where can it actually take me? Where can this vehicle take me? So you need to build a relationship with them and ask them what do they do. So when asking a person what they do, then you kind of understand where they are coming from, what type of mentality do they have. Obviously, not all doctors have the same mentality, but at least now you know something about them and you know how to actually speak to them. And don't just suppose that no, dig deeper, ask questions where, but the person shouldn't feel that you are actually asking them questions based on, you just asking questions based on to get information, but also having it in a conversation wise. So you would want to get details from them. What does that entail? What does this job entail? Because people like to speak about what they do. When I used to tile and someone asked me about construction, etc., I would explain to them why I think I'm the best tiler out there. Because even if you can pour some water there, wouldn't the whole like that way wouldn't be skew, etc. So it will stand still. Why? Because I take pride in what I do, etc. People like to be listened to, and many times we are so busy as parents. Many times our partners don't even listen to what we are doing. So when you are listening to the person, it already creates a this person is already starting to like you, basically. So and the more you actually know about them, then they actually start to actually build trust with you at the same time. And obviously asking them what they have done before that. So you know a bit of background, but you also want to bring the reality out. So how is the economy affecting them? So we are finding ourselves, like for instance, in lockdown, or it's the US elections that is happening. Speak about those kind of things. Not focusing alone on that, but conversating with a person, showing them that you are a human being. Speak about things that is actually happening within the world. So now, remember, human beings, we always aspire to get more. So when we speak about what or we aspire to become better, we are longing for a better situation to actually, and that's why we are on this call. So we want to improve our current situation. So if we are sharing that, I will share, for instance, you know what, this lockdown has been XYZ, and yeah, this is how it affected me. So now you know exactly where some of the pain is lying. And remember, the pain tells you where the person is. And how do you like what you are doing? So you want to understand whether this is this person's purpose, that they are actually, they feel that that is their purpose. Let's say, for instance, Ash Arlene, there's no way how I will be able to get her to join my business and tell her, you know what, you can get her out of your job. If she feels her purpose is basically in medical, helping people as a nurse, but I can also still inspire her and tell her, you know what, you are loving your purpose, you're helping others in terms of health, etc. But there are certain things that you'd like to have in life, and what are those things? So maybe what you are doing is not going to pay you what you for actually put enough money in your pocket to fund your desires, but you can do this, and this will be able to help you in that way. So it's important to actually find out from them how they feel about what they are doing. And many times, then that is when people, because most people are actually not happy with what they are doing, because we have a policeman that is actually a police, because that year they took on 1,000 odd policemen, but he actually wanted to be a doctor, but he didn't have the funds to go and study, etc. So now we have a doctor that is working as a policeman, and that's why he's not giving the best service. But now we have, for instance, someone who grew up rich. They were able to go and study medicine. They are doctors, but actually they wanted, for instance, to be in agriculture. But the family wouldn't allow them to actually become farmers, etc. Do we understand? So now therefore we don't have the best doctor because he's doing it only for the money and for the status, etc. not the best, but now we have a doctor that's actually not giving the best service because that is actually not his passion. So this is normally when people would come and share how they feel about it and what they would rather do. And that is when you understand where they're finding them and where they need to go, and put your business basically as the vehicle. Remember, you already did the previous steps by giving them value and building the relationship with them, obviously. Now, this is something that you can ask, and you can see that you don't ask right in the beginning, or do they know about your industry? Whether it's network marketing, whether it's affiliate marketing, whether it's online marketing, depending on where you're finding yourself, which opportunity you are presenting. So hear from them and how do they feel about that? Because once you know how they feel about it, then you can basically know how to position your opportunity. Now, if they have been exposed to it before, ask them, why do you think you weren't successful? So they will maybe start to complain about the company doesn't have that or this or that. But let's say the person have never been involved in it. Then also you can ask them, why do they think aren't they going to be successful? So those fears that they have, you need to get rid of the fears, because once you get rid of the fears that they have, once they get started, because many people want to get started, but they have fears that it wouldn't work for them, or it will be the same as the previous opportunity that they worked. Then you need to find out or position your business and say, you know what, you experienced this fears in the past. But what if I told you there's a company that would, they don't have those problems, and this is what they can get you. And this can actually help you to get that car you told me about. This can help you to actually finance that. So this is all basically a script, but let's see how it works out in Messenger. Right? So obviously every conversation is different. Let me just make this smaller because it's actually in front of the text. Okay, so every person is different. I try to take out the names and basically keep these people anonymous. Now, I've never spoken to this person. This person says, you know what, on the 18th of July this year, as you can see there, it's about 10 to 12 at night. He said, brother, hope you're good. Do you mind enlightening a brother about online marketing transformers thing? I've been following your posts for quite some time and they cause interest. So I don't just send them the link about my business, or I don't just puke my business opportunity on them and just tell them how brilliant my company is, etc. So as you can see there, I start the conversation. Hi, thanks for reaching out. We help marketers attract new clients. So I don't know, the person has been following me for quite some time. I'm not sure what is he interested in, because I have different business opportunities, but I'm basically just, I actually saw that he was speaking about online marketing transformers, and therefore I spoke about OMT. It's basically a psychology to attack people, like I've attracted you with all due respect, because I didn't contact him, he contacted me. And tell me more about your business model. Let's see if we can help you attract more clients fast. So then he said, oh, I see, I'm in the process of registering a company for accounting and tax, and it's not running yet. But being a professional accountant and tax practitioner, I am planning to do more on the side. So that is where I saw that, okay, this person is open for other opportunities as well. Now I was wondering, what is that you're doing? So I showed him different opportunities. I also told him, you know what, option number 4, you can also buy into a legitimate passive income opportunity. It has been paying us for over a year now. So it has been paying me for over a year, and future percentages of the dividends are not guaranteed. And I understand that guarantee is spelled wrong there. Yeah, but as you can see, it was past 12. So yeah, yes, but based on the past 13 months, I have earned plus minus 13%. So I show him, I tell him exactly that this is not guaranteed, but this is what he has given me in the past. So within 8 months, I had basically a ROI. But now I also tell him, you know what? Because you shouldn't make your opportunity easy. And this is why many people are actually losing out on sales. If you make this thing so easy, then according to them, this opportunity will come again, and this opportunity will always be there. So there in the package, you can see I'm telling him many professionals, especially accountant, the guys stand in their way for them to see an opportunity, as you're convinced that this is not sustainable. But I trust that this is not the case here. I trust that you are different, you are unique, basically. Should it interest you, I'll explain over video call and you will see the light. Now guys, that tells a lot about myself as well. When I tell him, you know what, I'm being serious to him, I'm being honest with him, but I also tell him I'm willing to actually go on a video call. And this is how I actually, unless you are so busy, you have thousands of people on a daily basis. And because I'm doing this full time, this works for me fantastically. I'll actually show you that. In fact, the call the other day, the lady who dropped 100K with me, I also told her, you know what? She sent me a message. I just told her within 2-3 seconds. I told her, you know what? I'm on my way to a funeral, but we can do if you do have Zoom, we can go on a call later. How about 2 p.m.? And she said yes. And there she basically trusted me immediately. So, what amount are you looking at as a monthly income goal in the next 6 months? So then, blah blah blah. He told me an extra 5K would be great. So now I know what he does, I know what he wants to do, and I know also his income goal. Now I want to know, what is he willing to do for that? Is he willing to put in time to actually build this business, or does he just want to put down money and expect money to fall from the air? So now I tell him a bit about myself. You need to tell a story. Thanks for the clarity, it helps a lot. In 2016, I only wanted to make an extra 10K. So I could get out of my job where I basically worked for 16 hours. And obviously I tell him that now, these days, one cannot live on 10K anymore. And now I show him that I had to work basically. So tell me, how many hours per week can you invest to make this goal a reality? And he commits to 20 hours. And then I could see within his business, because I could see the first week he introduced over 60 people to the company. So that is basically the first conversation on there. I saw Eunice's hand there earlier. If there's any question based on that, before we actually go to the different kind of person, because it's not always new people that comes to you. Many times networkers, they come to you, they're already in a business. What do you tell them, or how do you, which conversation do you have with them? Because they think differently. So before we head over to that, is there any anything you'd like to say on this? Let me just put this off.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, of course, not everyone that you attract will become a network marketer. There's some who just want to do it for investment, right? And here, the case is a bit different, because you get most of people don't have this information, so they don't ask you about it. So you're the one who.
Taking away, you cannot hear you. If you can put in the chat, and then we will take a note of it.
Pardon?
You're breaking away, so we cannot hear you clearly. So if you can type in the chat, and then we'll respond to that.
All right, all right.
Guys, who of you get bombarded with new marketers or marketers who actually come to you and want you to expose to their business. Don't we get that on a daily basis? Guys who are already in network marketing and they want you to actually join their opportunity. So what does one do in that situation? Do you just block them? Do you speak to them? Do you see it as wasting time to actually connect with them? Depending, you need to actually make a decision on whether you are going to invest the time to actually get to know them, and whether it maybe not today, maybe a few months from now, maybe a year from now, that person will join your business. So if you're willing to actually keep that person on your timeline, yes, you're more than welcome to do that. But it's also important to understand where this person is in their, let's say, network marketing career. Because like we know, 97% of people are not making money in this industry. And how do you respond to a person that asks you, tell me about your business? Okay. It depends if this person is actually a network marketer or whether they are not in business as yet. So what I said here is this person asked me about my business, but now I don't know nothing about them. I cannot just go and give them answers because, I mean, how am I going to connect where he's finding himself and where he can go? So then I actually reverse the question. So, hi, my name is this. Thanks for connecting. And I'm curious to know what about my business interests you, or what would you like to know about my business? So it's, especially if you have different business opportunities. So you don't know specifically what this person is actually, what this person wants to hear. And many times people would actually ask you about your business because they want to have a platform so they can tell you about their business. But I do invest some time to actually inquire from them on their business and how it is actually working out for them. So actually, the following script, just let me know whether this actually speaks to what you want to, about the question that you are actually having here for us. Did I? Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm going to share the screen again. What do you say to, in fact, let me confirm now with you. Is that the question that you, did I answer your question correctly, Ashley?
The thing is, you know, some people, when they directly ask you the question, tell me about your business, then you must now like you know, want to get to know the person first, and then you follow steps that you are, okay, now I'm this and that. They just want to know about the business. And then can you send?
Actually, you also breaking up a lot there, hey? So we cannot actually hear you. But let's see. I think that I'll answer your question when showing what we actually tell networkers. Because this is actually normally the group that contacts you the most, or comes into contact with you the most. So I have a lot of networkers that actually contact me, and this is how I actually handle it, and it works. And I will actually show you after the script. What I do is I show the script, and I also show a practical conversation that I have with the person this is actually working. And those are all people that are part of Mining City. And I'm using this. I would have, if I were talking to a different group of or different company, then I would have shown that. But I'm showing this, what I'm doing actually and getting people within Mining City. So network marketer asked me about my business. Yes, I will tell him about my business, but not before I will actually get information from him about his business. You always need to use diverse psychology tactics where you actually get where you get them to open up more. So when you know who and what you are speaking to, and then you know how to best actually answer the questions. Now, let me just get this out. Okay. This is a very important question, guys. Are you doing the business full-time or part-time? So if he says that he's doing it full-time, then chances are that he's reached some success. But if he's doing it part-time, one of two things are happening. It's either he's not making enough money, or it's his passion. He's not making enough money to walk away from his job, or they feel that that is their purpose that they are living in. So now, obviously, not going to just ask questions straight away, but you're going to have it in terms of a conversation. So if part-time, what is your full-time job? Learn about what they are doing, and you ask them, is it their passion? If he says that he's doing it part-time, and he says it's not his passion, then you know he has a money problem. He has a money problem. So you have already established that without him having to tell you, no, you know what, I'm in debt, or there's more month than money. Do we get that? Okay, now, are you building a business or just using the products? That's now if the person is obviously a network marketer. Are you building the business or just using the products? If you're just using the products, then obviously it's either he's shy of doing the business, or he doesn't have the support, doesn't know how. Now, find out how long have they been in the business. So then the person can actually speak to you and tell them, you know what, I've been so long in the business. And this is where many people are actually starting to lie. When I've been 2 months in the business and I've made X amount of money. So now they're telling you that they are making $10,000, 10K per month. Right? And they are 1 year in the business, for instance. But based on number 2, you know that the person is lying, because he's doing it part-time, he's still got a job, and it's not his passion. Anyone who's making $10,000 from his network marketing business, and he hates his job, or it's not his passion, he's going to walk away from it. So now you know at least, okay, this person is lying, so which means I didn't build enough relationship with him. So then you need to slow down this conversation, and you need to actually, how long have you been doing it? And you speak about family or yourself, or being married, etc., or your relationship, or your plans for the future. So, and not business, because it's one lie will result to more lies. So which means this conversation is going to go nowhere. But if the person is honest, then you want to proceed. Ask them whether this is their first network marketing business. If not, what were their first network marketing business, and what were their experience? So now they're gonna maybe say, you know, I left that company because I didn't get support, for instance. So now, if obviously what he's actually saying is he's got support here. So if you present your business, then you need to actually highlight support. The support that they're actually going to get. The fact that there are 3 presentations every week, and others are doing it who are actually experienced within the business. So they won't have to do that. So how many companies did you try out? How are you? How are you doing now compared to others? So this will come out here. And why did you get involved with network marketing in the first place? So this will tell you a lot about what type of person they are. And this, normally they would even speak 15 minutes because it's their why. If you don't know their why, then you won't be able to actually position yourself as a bridge, because here's where they're finding themselves. Now they will tell you why they actually got started. So then remember what you need to do. You need to place yourself as a bridge. So don't tell them about how your company is better than them. You need to move away from their company and just tell them about where they are finding themselves. Here, number 2 says a lot. Where they are finding themselves, still doing it part-time. How he hates his boss, and he tells his why. Why did he get started? So once he tells you why you got started, why do you think you couldn't make money in your business? This is now if the person is being honest and they're doing it part-time. But if they are making money with the business, then fine. Then obviously you tell them, you show them how they can implement the same principle when it comes to the specific business, because we have different kinds of people out there. Some people will actually be happy with what you have to offer, what they have to offer at that point of time, but then these people are not interested. But if he has your offer as well, then he can also service those people. And would you be open to look at another company that didn't have those obstacles? That is now if his company has obstacles, and he complains about why he's not making money, because it's, many times people divert the responsibility to others. Maybe says that, you know what, my upline has too many people within his business, and then show him, you know what, I have a Facebook group where we basically have like the steps on how to do it. So you can go in at any time. If you don't find the answer there, then there are other people that you can actually ask. So once they see that the obstacle that they actually had then is not going to be there again within this business, then they are open. I have people that joined me from business to business to business to business. Why? Because we get support there. I actually had so many people contacting me today. You know, they told me, you know what, I got this message from someone who wanted to code me, and what do you think about this? And I just that is when you are building a relationship with people, and you trust people and people trust you, and they will actually come to you. And then I could do it in a Kirsten manner, contact the person and tell them, you know what, maybe you are new to this kind of industry, but this is not how it works. And yeah, everybody's happy. And yeah, that is how we're going about. So you want to be building a relationship with people where they can actually come to you with anything. They can even come to you and tell you, you know what, I am thinking of joining this business. So I thought I'm just going to tell you, they must feel open to actually come to you, because remember, the people that you have introduced to business, etc., when you build a relationship with them, they should feel that they can tell you anything, and your relationship shouldn't change because they don't join with you. If you get what I'm saying, they should feel open, and that is normally when think of, it's almost like a dove that you it's the dove knows that they can fly, but they will choose to stay because of the relationship. And it's not only based on commissions, etc. It's basically us helping one another to grow. So now I'm going to share what I actually say to a person, a conversation between me and a network marketer. The person came straight out. They said, "Hey, Lucian, I'm curious to learn more about the mining program you are using. If you can share things." So, unless you are very busy, then you're not gonna do calls. But if you are still building, if you don't have hundreds or thousands of people, then you need to do this stuff. Don't only rely on the presentation that's coming, because maybe they are not available then. I said, "Hi, brother. I trust you well. Thanks for connecting. Can we open a call sometime?" He said, "Yes, absolutely. Which time zone are you in again?" And then we went in a call, and straight away, we got in the call. I showed him, and blah. He got into the business. Last night we did another call. He's upgrading to another bigger package, and he's promoting it. So the person that dropped 100K 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I told the state, "You know what, I'm going to a funeral right now, and can you open a Zoom call?" I don't just give them the information, because at the end of the day, we must build a relationship. If there's no relationship, they can easily say no and not break a, that you ever buy something that you didn't actually want, but it's just because the person that is selling it. I don't know about you guys, but here in the third world countries, we have people who even contact you and tell you, "You know what, I'm selling samosas, or I'm selling bani chows, I'm selling rotis. You didn't plan to buy that, but now you just, okay, mark me the same, make me a dozen," because of the relationship. So therefore, don't just present your opportunity without building the relationship, because if there's no relationship, they can easily say no. Is there any comments or questions before we wrap up, guys?
Yes, actually, that's the strategy that I've been using. So the other day, so what I've been doing is same strategy as Lucian. Just get people on a Zoom call. Your goal is, one of the things I learned from our Millionaire Mentor is, you want to get people off of Facebook onto either a Skype call, a Zoom call, or a video call. And I've been on voice calls too. It's working. It works like a charm. It works like a charm. Absolutely. Especially when you're getting to know the person, you know. So I'm just, you know, it's do it. And you're going to save a lot of time and message too. Going back and forth. Just get them on a Zoom call. Ask them what time is, you know, like I'll say, is 2 p.m. good for you, or 4 p.m., something like that. You know, just give them a choice, okay? So I do that.
Guys, did you hear there what Angie said? When are you free, 2 p.m. or 4 p.m.? So she's giving them an option on what time they can go, but she's actually not giving them an option, because whether it's 2 p.m. or 4 p.m., you're going on a call with me. That is what she is saying, but she's doing it in such a way that the person doesn't feel pressured. The person feels that, you know what, I have an option. So now maybe even let's say they're not available at 2 or 4, they'll say, "You know what, how about at 7? But they're going on a call. Those are some of the tactics that we obviously use to secure our calls. I always tell, especially after you've given value, you do not go close the call without actually getting commitment. If it's not commitment to join your company, but it's commitment for the next call or for the next step, or a date, etc. So guys, it was great actually being on this call, and you know, it's just a fantastic industry that we are in. I mean, like I said, I'm here at one of my favorite restaurants where I can still actually work from, and yeah, it's just living your life. And just people are waking up these days. They know that the job 9 to 5 actually model that started in the 1900s with Ford, Henry, and then etc. It's not working for us. It's 2020. So so at the end of the day, just being yourself. I used to, when someone says, "You know what, can you, I want to know more about your business," then everything stops around me. Everybody must be quiet now. This person wants to know now. Can I call you now, etc. No, like I told you the other day, 100K that woman dropped. She called me. I said, no, you know what? I'm on my way now to somewhere. How about later, etc. She said, yes, go. And then we went and do not make it too easy. Do not, if you are too desperate, people are not going to feel comfortable with helping $1 million or $500,000 with you. So guys, once again, thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to actually doing a Q&A next week. So we covered all the topics. However, we will be having Q&As, so what goes on in between. So thanks very much. And this recording will once again be to the group.
Just a quick one, Mr. Lucian, probably an advice from you guys. You know, I've been recently connecting with this prospect, you know, from who I got from Facebook, you know, and then because I started commenting on her post, and then, you know, and then it ended up in the Messenger, and then she actually proposed to me that she's looking for donations for toys, what, and for Christmas for the needy, you know. And then I actually, our conversation led up to that. She actually asked me what am I doing in my business. Oh, she wanted to know about my business, you know. And then the conversation went on, and then we exchanged our numbers. And then she was making, because she was busy, we couldn't get on the call, so we were exchanging with video, with voice notes, you know. And then it ended up, she's saying that she wants to invest. No, actually, she wants to look at Mining City,